top two names in comedy that are legends in the game that have dealt with controversy, but that means I just hear it in your voice that you really just don't do comedy. You study
I
this.
studied. Yeah. I've studied all the great comedians, even
Hmm.
from Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I even went a little further. Uh, as a kid, Howard Stern caught my attention.
Okay.
So from the time I was 15, 16 years old, I would watch Howard Stern on the weekends.
Yeah, me too.
In the boys' home.
Uh
That was the soft porn.
huh.
For a kid, that was a
Yeah.
soft porn because he go have the porn stars on there. He had Pamela Anderson. You get to see the tits. Can I say that on here?
It's too late.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
Uh,
listen, hold on.
uh,
Let's go ahead and clear the air. This is a totally uncensored interview. You can
okay.
say what you want. We gonna bleep it out for the radio, but you
Okay.
can say what you want. Let's talk. We talking.
Okay. So when you look at Howard Stern, Bill O'Reilly,
Mm-hmm.
Rush Limbaugh, even if you go back to Petey Green.
Right.
So Petey Green was one of my favorites.
Peter Green
Uh,
was one of the legendary radio hosts that was African American in DC. Came on the air, had super shock value, and would say
yeah.
things, but he always had an agenda, underlying agenda that would
And
move the culture forward.
and that's what I came with, right? So
Yeah.
if you ask me about anything
Mm-hmm.
that I've said that's been offensive that people may think I've gone overboard for,
Mm-hmm.
I can give you a reason on why I said it. So
Okay.
there's nothing I've said on the internet where I've just was saying it just to be saying it.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, man, well, why you say this about this?
Right.
Well, what about when you said you graped this? I can give you a real reason
Yeah.
and an explanation on why I said it and the reason for my intent on saying it, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I got that from, Petey Green.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go from Petey Green to Red Fox, one of my favorite movies was JoJo Dancer,
Yeah.
homie, Richard Pryor. So I
Mm-hmm.
learned his life. Robin Harris.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied all the greats, homie. So one of my favorite was Dolomite.
Yeah.
Uh, I grew up believing that Dolomite was a real person.
Yeah.
That he was some ignorant black guy.
Right.
Dolomite.
Right.
It wasn't until Eddie Murphy dropped the biopic
Mm-hmm.
on Netflix about Rudy Ray
Ray
Moore,
Moore, right?
who
Who the
was
man
put,
was that
put
worked in a record store.
yeah.
Got everybody's game from the city around him.
Yes.
And made it into a character.
So the same bum or drunk that he used to kick out the store,
Mm-hmm.
he eventually ended up meeting him in the alley, homie, and recording him and other guys.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I hung around the Classy Lady, which was a hole in the wall, juke joint, gambling shack,
Mm-hmm.
whorehouse.
And this was Texas.
Yeah, this was in Stop Six. So I sat around and heard all this stuff,
Oh,
and
the
and,
game, yeah.
and so I brought it to the internet. But the light didn't come on until I saw the movie, the life story about Dolomite.
Yeah.
So what I end up assessing is you cannot influence black culture or so to say black people being yourself.
You had to put on
You
a name. You had to put on a facade. You got to put on that mask.
it has to be a smile now, cry later kind of face. It has to be it has to have some theatrics.
Yeah.
The preacher just can't get up and preach,
Yeah.
or he teach. He has to come with the well.
Right.
Uh,
They teach that.
yeah, homie.
Right.
So even the school teacher, homie, the school teacher just can't get up and teach.
Well, they say that about Dr. King. They say that because he wasn't, even if he wasn't the most influential or best activist, he had the most character to be able to get out there and move the people.
Man, his speeches was so the way he delivered them, the tone. So what I learned at the community college level was I took introduction to speech, and then I took a professional speech, and even just writing in English 1 in English composition in college,
Yeah.
writing a persuasive paper, writing an informative paper. I learned how to use adjectives and words and descriptive words
And
to.
that's at Wesley.
Yeah, that's at Wesleyan.
Right.
So that's the university. So I went to Tarrant County Community College first, and so I went from the community college to the. So rather than get my associate's degree, I transferred into a bachelor's pre-law program.
Right.
But what I learned in professional speech class was the first 2 to 3 minutes of your speech, you have to have some type of statistical data that's gonna get somebody's number. Well, 1 in 3, 1, 2, 3. Say, little homie, one of y'all going to prison. So when I walk into a school and I say 1, 2, 3, and I point out 3 black kids and I say one of y'all going to prison, that's so shocking it makes the teachers uncomfortable.
Right.
And then I stop and say, hold on now, this ain't nothing I'm saying. These are American statistics. So now I got their attention. For one, I done told these kids they going to prison.
Right.
The kids are unfolded, the
Right.
teachers
Now
looking.
they like, hold on
So
now.
so I use that same tactic on the internet, homie. It's like writing a paper.
Yeah.
It's something in your paragraph have to be it has to have some type of shock and awe, some type of shock value to make people keep reading it. And so that's what I brought to the internet.
But see, the issue with that is, and when I say issue, I'm taking this as a total positive thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people can do the ones and twos and the X's and O's, but you still got to get out on the court and perform.
Yeah.
A coach could drop the play, which would be the college. You can understand the formula, but the way you perform it, bro, that's pure talent.
Well,
it's believable.
Well, that's where having information, that's where having knowledge, and then that's where having the wisdom to apply the knowledge. So that's the application of the information.
Right.
Most people know a lot of things. They have a lot of information. They know how to do a lot of things except the things they say they know how to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we know everything except how to build a business, how to get some money. So what I started noticing is all my guys who was coming home from prison, they have all the knowledge in the world.
Right.
They can talk it, but they can't show you.
Right.
They could the application.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I started saying. I can't hear nothing I can't see. So I get a lot of people start saying, well, man, you need to do this. Okay, show me.
Yeah.
Show me what I'm doing. Show me what I need to do right. If what you're telling me I'm doing it wrong, I need to stop doing. Okay, you show me, because I got over 12 years of works.
Yeah.
So there's a scripture in the Bible that says faith without works is dead. So we got a lot of faith. We just ain't got to work.
Yeah, you put the work in, though.
We got a lot of faith. We just ain't got to work.
Now, one thing I've heard you say time and time again, because you talk about hype in your youth organization, the things you're doing, because you were in trouble. You went through situations. You was raised in hell in Texas. Let's just put it that way.
A good kid come from a good home, don't know what it's like to be abused, don't know what it's like to be hungry at night. I've never came home and the lights was off. I never seen a man come out my mother's bedroom. I'm the kid growing up in Buckhead playing gangster. I'm the kid in the upper middle class neighborhoods that they get to go over their grandmama house or their cousin house who still live in the projects, spend a weekend over there, come back to school on Monday, mimicking everything I saw over there, playing like I'm from there.
Right.
I started claiming where my po cousin and them are from.
Right. Now, why do you think that is?
Because the culture make you feel like you ain't real. The first thing they gonna say, oh man, you ain't never ate no syrup sandwich. You didn't have a silver spoon in your. So our culture will shame us because we didn't grow up poor. Because our mothers, we inherited something, right?
Yeah, I grew up with my dad around, and people would actually say that in a negative way.
Yeah, oh man, you grew up with your daddy, man. You don't know what it's like. Right. Well, I don't need to know what it's like. Right. That's abnormal. I remember asking this kid, a young highway. I said, man, what is like to have your dad in your life? He couldn't answer the question because he don't know what it's like. That was a foreign question.
Yeah, but that's abnormal, actually.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, but it's become now. It's even though it's abnormal, it's now traditional.
Yeah,
it's now for at least the last. I'm 46, so at least the last, I'll say 50, 55 years, this have been a tradition for young black males to grow up in a single parent, African-American home headed by his single mother. That's a tradition now. Yeah.
And you said growing up, you mimicking that because your peers are saying whatever you got going on, you're not real.
Well, during my era, the one daddy on the block, right? So we had my cousin, Steven. So we had my Uncle Joe. Nigga Gaines didn't come on the block as long as Uncle Joe was there. It's when Uncle Joe and them left, the gangs came on the block.
Right.
You didn't walk through Uncle Joe grass. Yeah. You didn't cuss up there by Uncle Joe house. So even though that one man presence, he was like all of our fathers.
Right. That's like how my pops was.
Because we had access to him.
Yeah.
So one dad can father many children on the block. But what started happening, homie, we started moving into communities where it was white fathers, it was Hispanic fathers, and we had access to their fathers.
Yeah.
So when we spend a night at their house and go back home, we can only dream of what we saw at their house, right? So what we do, we turn on the television, we see Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was my daddy, homie.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say.
He was a lot of fun.
Man, that was my daddy.
Yeah. Well, Black Doctor, the first one you seen.
Man, that was my daddy. Carl Winslow wasn't my daddy. He more like an uncle.
Right.
But Bill was daddy, homie.
Yeah.
Because for up until that time, we just had uncles.
Yeah.
And so what ended up happening was some of our uncles became that negative male image that sowed the seeds of detriment.
Yeah.
You know, my uncle was a pimp, and he thought it was cool to let us see that.
Yeah.
And then the other uncles, and your mom cousins. So most of our parents home in the 70s, they was teenage mothers. In the 70s. So most of us in the 70s grew up, our mothers was young.
Yeah.
Some mothers did some things when they young, just like, you know, me and you did some things when we young, and our children see it.
Yeah.
We forget what they see when they this young. They don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't
So when they grow up, they're gonna display some behaviors that they seen in the first 0 to 5 years of their life. Those things are gonna start displaying when they reach the pre-adolescent to the adolescent age, 10, 11, 12. Once they start forming and maturing, where they can run away, maybe bug back, and either make you kill them because their body size is a little bigger. The behaviors that you saw from 0 to 5, that's when they're gonna start displaying.
So you fast forward, start displaying these behaviors. Some of these things that you want to see and mimic, you get jammed up. You get tricked.
Yeah. I had my Aunt B was my mom's youngest sister. Aunt B was street. And Aunt B had a boyfriend named my Uncle Curtis. They was together before I was born. Yeah. So they were the uncles who would fight and stab each other, go to jail, but they the cool uncle, party every weekend. So when crack hit, my mom would let Aunt B come stay with us when she was getting out of jail. Well, guess what she gonna do? She gonna bring Uncle Curtis with her.
Right.
So Uncle Curtis getting out of prison, he telling me prison stories. And he making the story sound, man, like
what you need.
It's like your uncle coming back from the military telling you what happened in Vietnam.
Kind of like the music.
Come on, and he making it, and he cool.
Right.
He got the Chuck Taylors. He earning the clothes throughout the day. He hustling. He ain't got no job. And so you hearing that from your uncle. Then you got Penitentiary 1. You got the movies Penitentiary. So just like Colors, and so you got Penitentiary 1, Penitentiary 2, Penitentiary 3. Who you got? Too Sweet.
Yeah.
Little light-skinned dude that can fight. So I done seen all the Penitentiary movies on top of my uncle indoctrinate me.
Right.
So in my mind, homie, I grew up believing because Uncle Wayne went, Uncle Curtis went,
It's
all
almost like a rite of passage, and it's almost like college in some way.
It is. So just imagine this, homie. To a kid, a kid have a young, impressionable mind. Right. It's easy to oppress upon a kid.
Right.
So if this is all you seeing in the males in your family, every male you know,
what you're supposed to do.
Come on, homie. So not only that, when I go to my homeboy house, his daddy in prison, his brother going to prison, his uncle coming home from prison.
Right.
So now you got the television that's propagated through the culture, prison through the culture.
Right.
It's just like during the black exploitation era, homie. They propagated prostitutes and pimp studs through the movie Superfly, The Mac, and all that. So those movies was propagated through that era. It was literally called the black exploitation era.
Being bombarded with all this information, all this imagery.
There you go.
Yeah, so I get it.
So depending on what age you are, we're the first generation of black children for these mind controlling elements to be projected to. Right. This wasn't civil rights kids. We're not civil rights kids,
No, we out there. I'm 83.
So I'm 77. Right. So we're not. We're not civil rights kids. Right. I'm black exploitation. So nigga, a pimp is something to admire. It ain't nothing to frown upon. A prostitute ain't nothing to. No, it's something. As a little boy, you want first thing you want to do
Right.
is say, let's go get the
And
prostitute.
see that I definitely understand that because being 83, I'm growing up watching that was the drug dealer era. So the drug dealer era they were the cool people. That was the people that you wanted to have the money, the cars, the rims, the chains, and all that stuff.
They was the
And
Robin
then
Hoods.
The Robin Hoods. Right?
Yeah.
But it's so funny because when I hear my pops talk about drug dealers, he calls them drug addicts. He has the same respect for them as he has for drug addicts because he's like, that's not nothing to respect.
Most people who don't live on that side of the street see no prestige in a drug dealer, a drug addict, a thief, a con player, a liar, any sucker that don't get up and go to work and honestly make a money. There's no prestige in that.
Right.
Somehow our culture have made all of those elements prestigious over a working man. Lil Wayne once said in a song, a 9 to 5 is overrated. How?
Right.
When we're taught if you don't work, you're gonna steal. Come on now, if you don't work, you don't eat. You don't go ask your neighbor, do they got no sugar?
Right. You go get it.
Come on now. So the culture, homie, shifted and changed. But I'm saying, homie, I'm the product of this culture.
Right.
All the negative stereotypes and the things that it was propagated. And then, even though it was used as propaganda, when we step out into our communities, when we cut the television off, the first video NWA and them made, Express Yourself, them niggas were rapping from the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about Express Yourself.
Yeah.
They were rapping from jail.
Right.
So all these images, before they start putting guns in the videos, they start putting the dead body chalk lines in them. Almost in every video was a dead body.
Tape.
Come on now, the police tape. Come on now.
Yeah,
So these images, man, it's been propaganda at this point.
Right. We've been fed a lot of narratives that we shouldn't have. But what I wanted to bring was you went through these things and lived it firsthand. You get locked up. You 7 years in.
I caught a murder case for we killed a white man. I was a young black kid who when I went outside to go play, because of my uncles and all the old guys around me, I took on. I wanted. They was giving me their hate. It's just like if a nigga had a dad at home, homie, and every day your daddy didn't go to work, and he told you about what the white man won't let you do. So a lot of people believe the white man, they can't do something in life because it's the white man. I never had nobody to give me that, but they gave me their hate.
Yeah.
Man, if you go do something, you go across the railroad tracks and steal. Right. You go break into their store.
Right.
So they made me think as a kid, if you go do wrong, it's okay. Do wrong over there and it's okay. But it's not okay.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Now, because my mother is teaching us, son, God has no respect of person. He has no respect of color.
Right.
God don't give a crap what. But I got my uncles, and I'm saying, because as a boy, you hear your mother.
Right,
but if you don't, but if you got other men, you saying, yeah, I heard what you saying, mama. But men, they saying, yeah. And they tell you, boy, don't listen to your mama. She don't know what she talking about. Right. Boy, you gonna be a sucker. You go, boy, stop listening to you. And so you got your uncles really in your family, because even though your mother's trying to teach you right, she's emasculating you in her teachings out of her frustration, and then out of her desire to keep you safe and protected. Right. For one, she don't want you like your uncles and your daddies. Right. So that alone is gonna distort her teachings. Rather than letting her see her uncles and her dad and letting him not to decide he don't want to be like them niggas. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's going to distort her teachings, my nigga, because she don't know what to teach him other than not to be like that. And you don't teach a kid not to be like nothing. You teach him right from wrong.
Right from wrong. Sometimes the tone will turn you off. Right?
Yeah.
I get
it. So,
but it's hard when you have those conversations because men, and I could tell, obviously you have male influence. So when we talk, we can hear each other, and sometimes on the outside looking in, they're like, oh, he talking bad about women. That's not the case. That's not what we're saying at all.
My mother never heard me cuss. I won't smoke cigarettes, and I live with my mother. She never would see me put a cigarette to my mouth. She walk on the back porch, I put a cigarette there. I would never If we're at a family function, we can be with all my cousins and relatives. Boy, my mama never see me with a drink in my hand. So I'm very respectful around my mother. My mother don't watch my videos. First time I really cussed in front of my mother was my comedy show on my birthday last week.
Okay.
And I felt weird in the mud doing it.
Felt
Yeah. I told everybody in the crowd, I said, y'all see that woman come in, somebody flashed the light. Yeah. So no, I'm not bashing women, but a woman can only walk a boy to the start line of becoming a man. She can only walk him there, and they can stand there forever till he's 45, but she can never help him cross that line and even begin the process.
I don't think she should, because then he'll be a crutch on her the whole life.
He can walk up there, it's just like walking him off to college. Boy, when he's standing at that line, they either standing there looking at each other, arguing, fighting forever, or but it has to be a man to take him through that journey. My mother understood that. And she went out her way to try to go find the men, different uncles, different cousins, different coaches. But I tell mothers all the time, just put your son around men and let him pick his own mentor.
Right. So you make this mistake that lands you in this situation. You get out and you start hype.
7 years. 7 years of my life in the boys' home. So I started hype probably like 10 years after getting out. So I started hype in my 30s. So I got out when I was 21. My record was sealed. So I have no felony convictions on my record. I haven't been to prison. I went to the boys' home. I spent all of my time in the youth boys' home. So when I got out at 21.
And you lucky, because I got a boy, my homeboy Kenyatta, he was 13, caught a similar case and was tried as an adult, and that changed the laws in Georgia.
Yeah, I know about his case.
Yeah,
I know about his case.
So that's my homie.
So, I know about his case.
Luckily, your situation is your situation.
It was early 90s, homie. We're first generation of children in America who began to be tried and adjudicated for crimes such as capital murder. We're the children that Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden went before Congress and said they sent a wave of fear through America. They sent a shock wave of fear through America. They said that there was a bunch of children that was born in America, that they was bigger, that they was faster. And they really describing NFL players and NBA players. They said they was bigger, faster, stronger, that they was heartless criminals, and that we was incorrigible. And the word incorrigible means that we wasn't going to be able to change. So they were describing us. And we were just children who was dealing with childhood trauma, childhood pain, who was acting out of the pain. Because what I understood from spending 7 years in an institution with other kids who committed violent crimes is that no child is born bad. All behavior is learned, homie, and taught. All behavior. Children mimic what they see and repeat what they hear. So if America, if you or me have a problem with what we're seeing in our kids, then we need to look inside of our household and see what they're seeing, because they're mimicking what they're seeing.
I think you just shed a light on what some of the things that people feel like they could jump down your back about. Some of the Republican support, Trump support, Confederacy support is because you just said Hillary, Joe Biden. We all know Bill Clinton's record when we look into it. About the 3-strike situation and different laws that would change and incarcerated mass amounts of black people for a long periods of time. It seems like you were directly affected by that. Not just you, but your community was affected by that, and that's why you take the stands you take. Am I on point with that? Yeah,
that's pretty much. But mainly when I went to college, for most of my life, I was a Democrat. I voted for Hillary. The first time I named my daughter Chelsea after the Clinton's daughter. But that's when I didn't understand. That's when I lacked knowledge. When I got to community college and started taking government classes, and I had a professor by the name of Dr. Geoffrey Mitchell. He was a brother from South Dallas that was teaching, but he spoke about conservatism. And when you think about conservatism, it's what our grandparents believed. God, family. Liberalism is you do whatever you want. If you feel like you're a girl today, you're a girl. If you want to be whatever you want to be, and that's not the case. And so when I start understanding the two greatest factions that control our lives in America is Democrat or Republican, and it's nothing in between. They won't let nothing else be created. They won't let the Tea Party they won't let that. So I'm saying, so I started really studying it too, the origins of them. And so most people think that the party switched. The Southern strategy when Nixon became president, the Democratic Party and the Republicans never switched.
No.
There were some who switched sides, but for the mostly they have remained the same. One became more clever with their slaves than the others.
Yeah.
The Democrats have always owned slaves.
Yes.
They have always owned slaves, so
Yes.
they know us better than the Republicans,
Yeah,
right?
because the Republicans are the party that freed slaves. Because Abraham Lincoln was part of that movement that freed slaves. The Republican Party is mostly a northern party, textiles.
Yeah. The free the slaves running up north, getting free and getting all the protection, working, building cotton, building jeans. The other slaves down south picking the cotton, sending the cotton up north, and they, you know, in the factories, right?
Yeah.
So let me kind of stay on topic.
Yeah.
So to piggyback on what you just said, if you look at the civil rights legislation in America, 100% of our civil rights legislation was not only signed, it was authored by the Republican Party.
Yeah.
A young Republican wrote the 1964 Legislation Act. The Democrats have always been against giving us civil rights.
Yeah.
So when Nixon became president, you have LBJ who came into the faction. LBJ became the most cleverest, most smartest Democrat president that they could ever think of, because he's quoted and documented as saying, I'm gonna have these iggers voting Democrat for the next 300 years.
He said it out loud too.
He said it out loud,
Yes,
out
he
of
did.
because they were so proud.
Yeah.
And what they did was they came with government entitlement programs,
Yeah.
food stamp, where,
Right.
come on, homie.
Right, and if you look, the second part that's behind the food stamp program and everything like that destroyed the household.
Yeah, well, up until that point, man, almost 90% of black households was married families.
Yes, and then we got government assistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't nothing. The black woman had no control over what happened to her household.
Yeah.
The black man got weak. He saw how easy it was, man, for him to lay in the bed. He felt like he needed a break because he was tired of struggling. Then there was a group of black men that came along who your daddy despised. He called them dope fiends. I called it that's them, man. That's them niggas that want to feel good. Them niggas want to get high. It's a bunch of them niggas today just want to sit around. They want to have sex. They want to come all day long. They want to get head. They want to eat. They want to watch. They want to feel good, and they don't want no struggle. They don't want their muscles to hurt from doing push-up. They don't want no struggle. This is a new group of that, homie. Just a feel good generation. Those were the hippies. Make love, not war.
Yeah.
Them was our daddies, homie. Them niggas made babies at the top of the projects, the bottom of the projects, around the corner. They just feeling good, coming.
Yeah.
So that's what done weaken the black boy, homie. He just want to feel good. Every day wake up, he just want to feel good.
Yeah, don't want to put the work in.
Nah.
Right.
So
tell me about it. So tell me about.
let me just tell you how. So this is what I'm saying, homie. I'm the product of a system. So I went into the boys' home at 14 years old.
Yeah.
14 years old, I got out at 21. When I came out to the black community, there was no reentry programs.
Just set you loose to go back, really.
Yeah. But it's the black community, homie. We supposed to have something for our people when they come back. We supposed to have something when a kid get in trouble in our community and the court system said we want to do this. We supposed to say, Your Honor, we think he's supposed to get harsher punishment. And they said, you know what, black people, it's just like the tribal chiefs in the Indian community. We supposed to have tribal chiefs.
Yeah.
They can go speak and advocate, homie, and they are buffers outside the preacher boy.
Right.
Because the preacher boy done got in bed with our government by way of faith-based initiative programs that were created by President George Bush, and now they get a tax exemption by way of a 501c3 status. Now we can't trust the preachers in the churches no more, homie. They in bed with the state.
Yeah.
and that was never supposed to be so.
Yeah, we saw a lot of pictures surface like that.
Yeah,
Raised a lot of questions.
so we supposed to be picking our buffers, homie. Our spokespersons. We supposed to be looking in the high schools and in the middle schools and seeing which kid is playing student government and all of that. And we saying, okay, you're gonna be our next city council member.
Yeah.
Okay, little brother, you're gonna be our next judge. That's what they did to Kwame Kilpatrick.
Yeah.
That's what they do to their kids. We ain't supposed to just let nobody show up and say, hey, y'all, I want to run for city. We didn't pick you, nigga.
Right.
Go on. No, we didn't pick you, man.
Right.
We got a kid that's fit to graduate from high school. In 2 years, we go put him in the race.
Yeah.
That's what we supposed to be doing, homie.
Yeah. But that kind of goes back to what you said a while back, a few minutes ago, when you were talking about we kind of beat up the people that have a future. We kind of don't respect the people that really are smart.
We better not catch no kid that can spell good, and he from the hood in the projects, and he want to wear Van tennis shoes, and he don't want to wear Michael Jordans, and he want a skateboard or he want a violin instead of a basketball and football. Somebody go kick his ass. Somebody go kick that ass where he don't want to play that violin no more. He gonna want a gun by the time he reached the status where he can be a genius at his gift.
Yeah.
We put out the fire, homie. We bust the lights long before they can even get to the level, or we can discover they got this gift.
Right. But you building the hype. Let's talk about that. Because at one point the light bulb goes off and you like, I need to be the change.
I became the change I wanted to see.
Tell me about it.
After what happened to Trayvon Martin. I feel like if Trayvon Martin was the kind of kid like most black kids should be raised, yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Even if you're wrong.
Respect.
I think that kid would still be alive. But he was a kid that was angry. And this is from research. This is from studying. This ain't just from the verdict. This is a kid who had to go live with his father because he was already having issues. Some of the evidence that they laid out in court, the kid could fight very good. The kid had anger issues. It displayed a lot online through a social media post. So that's how he was able to get off. He was kicking George Zimmerman ass.
Yeah, he was.
He was the kind of kid couldn't wait to kick somebody's ass. Rather than saying, Dad, listen, baby, let me call you right back. Hey, Dad, this man is stopping me around the corner. He's saying I did. Okay, son, right there. A lot of our young boys are walking around angry.
Yeah. And
when somebody do something wrong to them, they response make the person who's done wrong justified. Our response to a lot of things, homie.
Right.
Even though we have the right.
Now.
I'm not agreeing with nothing, man.
I'm gonna say this now. Parts of what you're saying are true, and people are gonna click on it and take the bite and say, "Oh, he's saying that." I'm gonna put this out here. I think the response from Zimmerman was trash.
It was trash. But this is what I tell my son.
Right.
You don't fight no grown man because they go treat you like a grown man and they got the advantage. You call me. You a kid.
Yeah.
No matter what that grown person do, nigga, you stay in the kid's place.
Yeah.
He got the ups. He got the ups.
Gotcha.
And look what it cost you.
Your life.
He got a free kill.
Yeah.
So even though George was wrong, I'm saying, man, we was born into slavery.
What do we take? So you saying what we take from this situation is
a disobedient child days shall be numbered, is what my mama kept saying. Why do y'all think we seeing so many kids die? He was a disobedient child already dealing with issues where he had to be sent to his father to be in his new neighborhood.
Yeah.
Most of our young boys are the Trayvon Martins, walking around with that same anger and can kick your ass with that anger.
Yeah.
And get on top of you. And when he get on top of you, guess what? He ain't got no mercy.
Yeah.
He go beat your nose. So yeah, you gonna have to kill him now. You shouldn't have been fucking with it. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. So that moment, that situation made you say, I need to start changing these young minds.
A black lady by the name of Jackie Craig called the police on a white man who lived next door to her for choking her son. Her son threw some trash. It made national news. The police showed up and arrested the black mother and her children.
Yeah.
It made national news.
Yeah.
I met with all the leaders. They called me in, and I wanted to run a con game. Rather than asking for the police officer to be fired, I asked for Officer Dean to be put in the black neighborhood because I was working to stop shit.
Gotcha.
Let him come over here and work with these po nigga babies. One just go cuss him out and call him out where he can learn how. So rather than that, everybody went forward with his head. So they had a private meeting with all the city officials. Man, they had all the black pastors. Man, Reverend Bell, Pastor McKissick, man, they had all of them, homie. Bishop Daniels.
Yeah.
So these are all the black leaders, all the top brass. And so as I'm listening to the police tell these people that they got a program that they want to bring to the black community to teach black children how to interact with the police.
Yeah.
So as I'm listening to the program, it's saying it's what they would teach their children that normally they wouldn't teach us. Put your hand on the steering wheel, cut on the interior light, tell him over there. So I'm seeing the pastor squabbling about money. So I jump up and say, man, ain't none of you niggas trying to raise no money to help get Miss Jackie Craig out of jail. I lost favor with every black pastor in the city after that.
Sound about right.
But the city officials saw the bravado-ness and the accuracy in which I was speaking.
Yeah.
And so they brought me in to start helping them teach black children how to interact with the police.
Right.
And so in my mind, I'm like, shit, man, it's some good game. Man, so it really works. If you get pulled over by the police, homie, and you cut the light on inside of the car, and you don't move until they get there. You tell them my license is in my back pocket, my registrations is in the driveway, in the glove box, and you let all the windows down. Well, what you did, you gave him clear vision into the car. You caused him not. That's what they teach them for officer safety. There you go. So, but nobody's teaching us that, homie.
Well, we do that around the country with a program. We got clips of cops. I'm literally in Milwaukee Tuesday to go talk to schools in Milwaukee, because the blackest city in Wisconsin, right? About these similar situations.
So that's what made me get in this, homie. So I'm saying, man, why would our leaders? But I started realizing the reason we don't have a lot of resources. I'm not gonna even say funding. The reason why we don't have a lot of information at the bottom and a lot of resources at the bottom, because our buffers are fighting for those little bit of crumbs of funding that they offer instead of the message. And in the information, in the knowledge is what's go free us. It doesn't say that a people will perish from a lack of funding. It says a lack of knowledge. Nigga, come give us the knowledge.
Tell me what to do.
Come on, man. Tell me if this police officer do something wrong to me, I got a right to go file a complaint, and it's on his record just like my criminal record. It's gonna affect him on his raise. It's gonna affect him with a promotion because I said he done. If somebody tell me that.
Right, and you can call the police on the police.
Come on, I done it. I done seen the police sitting in the parking lot too long, feel like he harassing a weed out, and call this up, man, he's sitting there too long. How's our taxpaying money? And he ain't, come on, this house ain't no investigation.
So anybody can get it.
Anybody can get, if the police speeding through the neighborhood, man, 911, why the police flying this fast, man, he know his kids through here.
Right.
Yeah, anybody can get it.
What's funny is I can kind of see the duality in who you are. So, like, I see the activism, and I don't mean just the person that's calling themselves an activist. I mean somebody that's really hit the boots ground running, right? But I also see the learned person, and then I'm feeling like you're taking all this stuff on stage for your comedy.
I do. I was admitted into a mental asylum one time by the police.
You're not just finna drop that bomb.
I was admitted to a mental asylum one time by the police department, homie. And see, most people think it's not ironic that our government is pushing this mental health narrative, that they're coming up with all these mental health assessments, and now the police have access to admitting people to the mental health house. So the police not only have the power to arrest you, they now have the discretionary power. If they think your mouth too smart, they think you another Sandra Bland. Under the Sandra Bland Act, and people have to pay attention to acts. Under the Sandra Bland Act, homie, the police now in Texas have the power, and it's coming to a state near you.
Yeah.
They now have the power. If you got a smart mouth like Sandra Bland, we taking you over here to the mental asylum. So once we take you over here to the mental asylum, this is now medical. This is not criminal.
Yeah. And
So
you're
now,
also discredited from now on.
so hold on, no. It goes even deeper than that. You are now being stripped of your constitutional rights to due process because you never see a judge. Now the power of release sits over a doctor.
And you can't let yourself out. You can't bond and bail yourself out.
You can't. So you never even see it.
Mandatory hold.
So check this out. So when your family say, man, well shit, he was riding through goddamn such, got pulled over by the police. And they took him to jail. They called the jail. Just said, no, he's jail. He's not here. They can never release your information under the HIPAA law.
Right. So what did you say to get you landed in? My
homeboy's son, Dacian Steptoe, had killed a high-ranking police officer on the Fort Worth SWAT team. Killed a high-ranking bad boy.
Yeah.
Officer Garrett Hull. 18-year veterans, 3-year tours in Iraq. They called him Rambo. He was a bad boy. The police had been training me on what procedural justice is.
Okay.
The 21st century community policing.
Okay.
Our federal government was running a pilot program, called the National Initiative, after the Baltimore and Ferguson riots. So I was on a private phone call with Barack Obama after the Baltimore and Ferguson riot. So
how the hell you get on a phone call with Barack Obama?
Man, I've been doing a lot of work, homie.
Yeah, just through hype.
Yeah, just through hype. You know, I've worked with over 50 U.S. congressional members to get juvenile life without parole abolished in America in 2016. Man, I was selected to campaign with Trump before he became President Trump to key three battleground states.
Yeah.
So I was on the phone with him, just coming up with ideas. It was many leaders, many leaders throughout the country. So after the Baltimore and Ferguson riots, our federal government looked out into the country, and they said, where was the most likeliest place in America that another Baltimore Ferguson could erupt?
Right.
So they picked 6 cities to do this pilot program that was called a national initiative. And Fort Worth, Texas was one of those. Was one of those cities. So when they came and pitched it to the black community leaders, I thought it was something that could bridge a gap between both black people in the police department, as well as give black community leaders more power in dealing with public officials as well as in their communities, homie. Right. So I jumped on board and took the training. They trained me. I was teaching it in the community. I was teaching law enforcement officers. But had they been following their procedural justice, then both Officer Garrett Hall and Dacian Steptoe will both be alive.
Right.
And so I started saying that publicly.
Ain't like that.
Nah, and most people don't know, homie. Don't no laws apply to you if you kill a police officer.
No.
Your family, if you notice, they never mention the families of Makai Johnson, Galvin Long, none of that. Yeah. It's like they erase these people. So when Dacian do this, homie, they killed him on the spot. They could have took him to jail. Yeah. So that's my nigga son. Yeah. So when they got ready to have a police officer funeral, police officers from all over the country impeded upon Fort Worth, and of course, they're gonna. Your family go get death threats from law enforcement supporters, and they wouldn't let my nigga and his wife, Dacian's mom, they wouldn't let him see the body. When they finally seen the body, he had a literature mark from around his neck where they choked him. He was a little skinny guy like me. They broke his arm in two, snapped it like a pencil. He had a bullet hole in his so they executed him. Yeah. So me being who I am, yeah, man, I went and held security for my nigga and his wife so they can rest, with all them death threats. Yeah. So I bagged my car in with all my ammunition and my guns, and held security all night. And then when I was leaving, I ended. Yeah. So you know, I talk about this on stage at a comedy show.
Yeah.
But nah, if it wasn't for the streets and the gangsters in the streets making threats to the police and the city officials, saying they told me they at least better tell him, you know, tell my mama where they got me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nah, and I got some old niggas in the streets, homie. They'll lay their life down for me. But it can't be by no bullshit.
Yeah, but I think because you put so much groundwork in, that's why you got those cards. You don't just get them for no reason.
Let me just say this. There was a pastor who was involved, who was sneaking and freaking with a homosexual. And you know the streets go get involved. The streets went and got the homosexual. The homosexual gave up the preacher. They called the preacher. And yeah, the preacher told everything. Yeah, so he went to dropping names saying that this wouldn't have happened, this wouldn't have happened. Within 5 to 7 days, I think it probably about 7 days they let me out. But by the time they let me out home, I was already shot up with so many different kind of drugs. I don't even know what they gave me. So that's how I ended up going to California.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I ended up moving to California, man, to get out of Texas. So what they labeled me as, my medical record says that I'm homicidal and suicidal by ideation in preparation with marijuana psychosis. So these are just medical assessments that they can just make up on us, homie.
Yeah.
So anytime I have any action with the police, that screen reads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm very respectful. Yes, sir. No, sir. I can't play with these people,
You
man.
know how to play the game. I got you. All right, so you know how to play the game. With
Yeah, and I done told too much on her, man.
Why you keep getting into it with all the rappers?
Cause
man?
you did, man. Did you hear what I just told you? What happened to me with white folk getting into it with these rappers is way easier.
It don't seem like
Man, hold on. Listen, I'm fighting the police. Who you know buck the police?
You and
Come on, homie. So hold on, and not only that, and not only that, homie, they told me you're being admitted to the mental asylum under Senate Bill 14 something. Y'all can look this up, the Sandra Bland Act.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they bullshit. Homie, it's a real law that they can do this.
And they got you with it.
Man, yeah. So for me to come out of that,
yeah.
I know plenty of niggas done been to jail. I know plenty of niggas done been to the penitentiary. I know plenty of niggas done been to war. I don't know many niggas been down there and made it out.
I feel you on that one. So your car got the check on it. Tell me this though. Is it comedy or is it real when you coming out here just saying wild things?
It's comedy.
Behind it sometimes.
Yeah, it's comedy. Everything I say publicly, yes, it I don't care how real it sounds. I'm in a character. Okay. I'm not bringing me to the internet.
Dolomite. That's Dolomite. And that's rap.
Well.
Is it rap or is it Charleston?
Charleston has never been on the internet.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Now Charleston gives so much in real life, he can't come to the internet, homie.
Gotcha.
The internet is Charleston's escape to come be with everybody else here. Everybody else come online and pray like they pray to God, love God, but in real life they horned dog, freaks and drunk. Everybody coming to the internet to be something they ain't. It's no different. I come to be a villain. Yeah. In real life they come. In real life they say, "Oh man, that's OG Kindheart." Yeah. But on the internet I play like a villain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so homie, I come to trick the internet, and man, this is a con man's dream, homie. A person just sitting and looking and listening to you and believing whatever they hearing or seeing. So this is a stage. Yeah. When I found out that they pay you for this, homie, I had to figure out how to get paid. Now, once this is a stage. So even before I got here, nigga, I was on Facebook hollering, I'm the Denzel Washington of Facebook because I was getting millions of views on Facebook and wasn't getting $1.
Yeah.
For years, I was getting millions of views on Facebook and wasn't getting $1 till somebody told me, man, you get paid off of this. Then I started feeling stupid just logging on social media. Yeah. I started feeling stupid. Waking up every day. When I wake up in the morning, before I brush my teeth, nigga, I grab my phone, looking at this shit, and I ain't getting no money. So I started feeling shame because what I started noticing is, me and you, I make a post on Monday, and I don't know you, and me and you done generated 400 comments arguing till Thursday. Right. Now I got a disdain for you. I don't even like you now. I don't even know you. Home, I start feeling shame as a man. I'm at my daughter's gymnastic practice. She says, "Daddy, Daddy." I look down at her. I look back at so I can hear you respond to your comment. Yeah. And this bit, I start feeling, and I ain't getting no money.
Right. But you get
Man,
money now.
I don't feel bad now. I lay on that bitch all day long now. I be on there all day long now.
Yeah.
Because now it's a platform for me to get money now.
Right. It's
So
another stage.
when I find somebody on there talking, homie, I think you the dumbest person in the world typing on the internet to me.
Yeah.
I think you stupid if you
You run
typing
your
on the
bag
internet.
up.
I wouldn't care what I'm running up. You giving me your mind, your time, and your energy, and you misspelling words.
Let me hit high bell for that.
Not only are you misspelling words, you're intentionally misspelling words.
Yeah.
I don't know how the brain works like that. For you to know how to spell a word, but you intentionally misspell it thinking that I can comprehend it. I don't get this new stuff, homie. So I try to shame everybody on the internet that's looking at somebody, typing and watching, and you ain't getting no money, and they pay you for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I shame everybody.
Make sure y'all go see this man stand up. I got to see it.
Yeah, you got to, homie. So I came to mess with the rappers because between the rappers, the street niggas, the gangsters, and the killers, who's more disrespectful in our communities than those guys? Who's more disrespectful to our black women than the rapper? Bitch, hold this. You see them when they make video, they damn near be about to drown them girl pouring wine down their mouth. We can take them all the way back to the ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Man, when the little fine girl was walking through with the dress and they and pour all the burr on her, homie. We just do girls like that for nothing, homie.
Yeah.
Take them up, they just dive in the pool with them.
Yeah. So you are fighting single-handedly.
The culture, homie, because I participated in it.
Yeah.
This how you right your wrongs in my mind.
I got you. So
We done run train on girl, man. We done slap girl. We done played pimp. We done had girls sell their body, don't give them no money, feed them Jack and a jumbo jack sandwich every day. We done all kind of things. We done made us kept our mamas up all night crying.
So now you making amends through what you doing on social media.
I made my amends in real life, homie.
Yeah.
With raising them kids. That's how you make your amends.
Right.
I'm on social media making money.
Yeah.
My amends don't have nothing to do with social
I'm just
media.
saying that your approach to
My approach is to make money. I just figure out a way to attack the culture. My amends is made by the actions in real life.
Gotcha.
The social media antics, homie, is just a character to vent the frustrations from what I see in real life. Just like everybody else, I'm just doing the opposite. Derrick Jackson came on here to talk like he uplift women and he this, and this nigga was a freak. Fucking plenty. I'm sorry, I've been sleeping with plenty of women.
Yeah.
I come to do the opposite.
I got you.
So everybody want to play Jesus. Everybody want to play Tupac. Everybody want to play Malcolm. Everybody want to play Martin.
Yeah.
I come to play the villain.
I got you. And you're doing a hell of a job, man.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, man, we got to get to the fast five, man. I got 5 questions for you. Answer them however you want to answer them, all right? Could be one word, could be a whole sentence. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, man. Best piece of advice you would give yourself at 17.
Shut up and listen.
There we go.
I thought I knew everything.
Makes sense. One thing you wish people knew about you before they meet you for the first time or hear from you on the internet.
I'm bullshitting on the internet.
He said, I'm just playing.
I'm just playing on the internet. Man, no, listen to me. I'm just playing on the internet. It's like being in the hallway, man.
Man, you had some of my partners want to get at you for real, man.
I got the world wanting to get at me, but this is my mind. How you want to get at a nigga you don't even know him?
You can't be talking about folks' kids.
Man, well, why I can't? I don't know you. Listen, how do I know you got kids?
Because you talking about their kids.
But listen, how do I know you got kids? How do I know if you got a son or a daughter? I don't know. I don't even, listen, the only way for me to know you if you say my name. Other than that, I don't know you.
Okay.
And if you say my name, I'm no different than the gangbanger who shoot your house up and shoot your daughter. I'm no different than the guy who killed that 7-year-old girl at Lenox Mall that didn't nobody get mad over.
Gotcha.
I was out here living then.
Yeah.
That 7-year-old girl got
Yeah.
killed with her daddy at Lenox Mall, and nobody got mad.
Oh, I got mad. I was on the radio. Almost put me off.
So this one. So if you say something to me, your ugly kids ain't off limits. Your long haired daughter ain't off limits. Yeah, your big feet mama ain't got. Yeah, she go get it too. Man, that hair up under your wife's chin, we gonna talk about all that.
This man is nuts.
Because at this point, I'm saying, homie, we grown men.
Yeah.
So you willing to throw your life over something a nigga said on the internet?
Yeah.
And you done said something to your wife, you done said something to your daughter, you done said something to your neighbor. So your feelings more important than the feelings you done hurt, guys. And see, what I'm saying is mostly black men. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't like what he done said. Well, what you done something what you done like? Mm-hmm. So the black man done got so much like his mama, she mad at what's the man on the soap operas. Mm-hmm. He mad at the man on the soap operas. Yeah. He ain't got no business watching soap operas.
This is just a TV show.
Now, this is what I'm saying. If you a grown man in America, you ain't got no business sitting up being mad at Charleston White for nothing he done said. For one, you ain't got no business listening to nothing he said.
I understand.
Go cut your grass. Go apologize to your baby mama. The little time you watching me, text your kids. Read a self-help book. Why are you black men sitting around in your feelings caught up into what another man's saying? Because I thought, and this is what they told me in the game. Okay. Excuse my language. Hoes want to hear it and niggas want to see it. When did niggas start wanting to hear it sitting around on the net listening to another man? That's why when you see your woman say, baby, send me a picture. Show me that. Right. A woman want to hear. Yeah. Why are so many men sitting around hearing another man? You ain't supposed to be listening to what another man saying. No way, brother.
Sound like a t-shirt to me. Let's go to number 3. You on comedy tour. You get to bring 4 other comedians with you, but y'all shooting a reality show too. Who is on the bus?
Cat Williams. Mm-hmm. Dead or Alive?
Anybody.
Robin Harris. Okay. Richard Pryor.
Test 2, baby.
Yeah. Richard Pryor. And Paul Mooney.
Oh yeah, that's real. I like that one. Now, last question. You get a dinner guest, 4 of them. Y'all are also taping this. Who you got coming to the table?
Me, TK Kirkland, Tupac. You say 4? Mm-hmm. And Muhammad Ali. Tough. Yeah, I got to bring the greatest.
I'm gonna let you talk with Pops about that after.
Yeah. I got to bring the greatest. And this is why I say I agree. I lead. To me, I lead the greatest. Because he let the people touch him.
Absolutely.
He used to let the people touch him, homie.
Yeah.
He walked his kids to school. He jogged. We ain't had after James Brown and Ali, homie. We ain't had nobody worth that let the people touch him. Other than Charleston White.
There we go. There it is, man. Appreciate it. Shows once again. Shout out my brother DJ Decepticon, man, for hooking this up. Of course, we're gonna be bits and pieces of this interview. We can't play it all on the radio. We got the rest on the internet.
It's powerful. Yeah. See it in here. And thanks to the women who just listen to me when they get out of work and don't pay me no mind during the daytime.
I love it, man. That's a free show. We appreciate y'all tuning in.